Attorney Hammers, would you like to make an opening statement?
Ever so brief, Judge. Is
ahead.
the court not hearing conservatorship? We have made a claim for sole managing conservatorship.
The court, only thing I have on my pretrial order is possession and access and child support. Let me see. Was the temporary order ever reduced to writing?
It was not.
Okay.
It was pretty-
So the temporary order has the parents listed as joint managing conservatorship. I don't know if he would be on notice of a sole managing conservatorship claim for today.
It was in my client's original.
Right, but they've already been named as joint managing conservator. So what, if anything, has happened since January 13th, 2026, when the temporary order was entered that would warrant a change from joint managing to sole managing?
Nothing I'm aware of.
Okay. So, counsel, I think you answered your own question. You're welcome. Okay. Sir, would you like to make an opening statement?
Yeah, sure.
Now, you don't have to. You can save your time. I don't want you to think that you have to.
Yeah, I just wanna make sure everyone's aware that I'm just trying to do what's best in the best interest of, our child. Because I know it's not in the best interest of me or in the best interest of the fathers, but it's whatever is in the best interest of our child. That's all I have to say.
Thank you, sir. And the court takes judicial notice of all contents of the court's file, including, as I stated, the associate judge's report that was entered on January 13th of 2026. Counsel, you may call your first witness.
I'd like to call Ms. Clarissa.
All right. Ma'am, if you would sit here at the witness stand and just pull the microphone close to your mouth. And whenever you're ready, counsel, you may proceed.
Ms. Cardoza, could you please state your name for the record?
Angelina Nicole Cardoso.
And it's established that you and Mr. Rodriguez are the parents of the child, correct?
Correct.
And Judge Lee, under temporary orders, named you guys joint managing conservators, correct?
Correct.
And designated you as the parent with the right to designate the primary residence of the child, correct?
Correct.
In your temporary orders, what is Mr. Rodriguez's possession schedule?
In the temporary orders, he has Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays. Tuesday and Thursday is 6 to 8. 8 p.m. and then or 8:30, I believe. And then Sundays was 12 p.m. to 6.
And what are your concerns about Mr. Rodriguez having overnight visits?
I'm concerned that it would affect her current development. She's been with me since birth, and I am also concerned of the family violence.
That has occurred.
Yes.
Could you take a quick look at M1, M2, M3, and M4? And what is that? That M1 statement is I'm sorry, the M1 is a statement that you gave, is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
And that was an incident that occurred, I think, in Addison, Texas.
Yes.
And does that statement reflect, it's been admitted, does it reflect what your testimony would be today about that incident?
Yes.
Okay. Do you have any concerns about Mr. Rodriguez drinking?
Yes, I do.
Can you tell the court your concerns?
So my concerns is past events and current events during visitations. I've been told and contacted by his family, stating that they're concerned that he's drinking while with the baby, and they have told him not to do that. So they reached out to me to let me know that he's doing that.
How frequently does that occur?
I want to object, Your Honor.
What's your legal objection, sir?
Hearsay.
Sustained.
Have you ever personally witnessed Mr. Rodriguez intoxicated?
Um,
Drunk?
During visitations?
Just in general.
Yes.
What about around the child?
Objection, Your Honor,
What's your legal objection?
of relevance, you're saying in general?
Sustain, rephrase.
Can you recall personally witnessing Mr. Rodriguez being intoxicated around your child?
Yes.
How often have you seen that?
During current visits?
Recently?
Yes.
And does that give you concern about overnight visits?
Yes.
Now your temporary work was Tuesdays and Thursdays?
Yes.
And you're asking the court today, aren't you, for that to be switched to Wednesdays and Fridays? Is that right?
Yes.
And when were Tuesdays and Thursdays working?
They just didn't work with his schedule. He was showing up late, drop-offs were starting to become late.
And what makes you think that?
Objection, Your Honor,
Okay, go ahead.
lack of authentication.
He was showing up late. Let me read the question back. Why aren't Tuesdays and Thursdays working? Are you talking about that?
That one and the statement made previously about me being late to drop off some pickups, there's cameras in the Addison Police Department and they can attest that I've shown up on time. I've even shown up multiple times and she was not showing up and I've called the police and tried to make a police report.
Okay, so I'm going to overrule your objection, but anything that she says that you don't necessarily agree with or you would like to clean up, you'll have an opportunity to cross-examine her, as well as when it's your turn to bring your case in chief, you'll be able to talk about that.
Okay, yeah. So I might get some of these things.
Okay, here you go. Or matter of fact, I'm using that one. Let me give you this other one.
May I approach?
Yes.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Counsel, you may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. And I'm trying to exhibits into and entering those text messages. Do those text messages reveal an admission that he has hit you in the past?
Correct.
And so there's a history and pattern of family violence?
Yes.
Hold on one second. Was the questions that you're asking her prior to this associate judge's report?
Yes.
So the court has already heard this testimony and still named them joint managing conservators.
Yes.
Okay, so
Yeah.
how is that question relevant?
Your Honor, it would be relevant to safety of the child, some of the pattern and history of family violence. We're seeking no overnight visits.
If I may, Your Honor,
Yes, go ahead.
on my evidence.
Stand up, stand up.
And on my evidence as well, one of the messages that I've put, it kind of doesn't make sense. There was a couple of days after she filed the TRO. I was not aware of it because I hadn't been served yet. And if I'm such a threat, how come she had me over back at the residence to visit and see the baby again? A couple of days after the incident. And I wasn't aware that there was a report being made because I hadn't got served with it yet. So I
Okay,
think that's why the judge's report with Judge Lee, she also let it stay as joint custody because she realized that even though she filed the TRO, she still had me come over to the house and still visit the baby and see her, even though she claims that I'm a threat or physical harm.
hold on one second. Did you, after you filed the TRO, did he come over to your house? Okay, so what are we talking about, counsel?
I had,
Wait a minute, hold on. What are we talking about? They are named as joint managing conservators already. It's disingenuous to file a temporary restraining order, any type of, or protective order, anything limiting someone's access, and then you turn around and let them come back. That's not showing that you're in fear of anything. And considering the history of the parties and whatever it is their dealings are, the court has already addressed that in this associate judge's report by giving him no overnights. He just has possession for a certain number of hours. Then they do exchanges at the Addison Police Department. So, and the court is already, as you said, nothing has happened that you're aware of from the time this was entered in January of this year through today to even warrant testimony about sole managing conservatorship. So I'm trying to see where we're going with that.
May I ask a final question about that?
Okay.
Ms. Cardoso, has anything happened since January? I told the judge I was not aware of anything. Are you aware of anything that's happened since January, since the December, that would be relevant to safety and welfare of the child?
Yes.
Please tell the board.
So on March 22nd, during visitation, he was, on his way to bring the child to Addison Police Department for drop off, and he was pulled over with the child in the car and arrested that day. And, I didn't get contacted, or a phone call about picking up my child that day. He made the decision to contact somebody that he knows, to take the child from that location, and then, she was hidden from me for 2.5 hours. And came
Objection.
back injured.
Hold on one second. What's your legal objection?
My objection is relevance because what I got put over for was for a case that happened prior to Adiela being born. And I had no idea that I had a warrant. I checked in probation a week ago.
Okay, that's what I needed to know. So he was arrested on a warrant. So how is that relevant?
I was asking the client if there was an incident that occurred, and she was testifying that Cindy arrested with the child.
Right, but he was arrested.
And the child was injured during that time frame that I did not get her back.
Objection.
Okay.
Of authentication.
Sustained. So he was arrested. To your knowledge, how was the child injured?
So when she came back, she had bruises on her back and red marks on her body. I did take her to the hospital, and there's currently an investigation. I haven't been able to press the charges yet because he's still under investigation from the documents I've received. So I'm still in contact with that police department.
But you said that the child went with someone else, right?
Yes,
So
it was his spouse, and he lives with her.
right. So okay, listen to what I'm saying. You're saying you're saying that since January that incident occurred, he was arrested for something totally unrelated to the child, correct?
Yes,
And the child, there is allegations of the child being abused because there are bruises, right?
yes,
But he wasn't with the child.
no.
Okay, so if you were to press charges, how could you press charges against anyone if you don't know who did it?
I do know. I have evidence and proof.
Evidence. So who did it?
It was his spouse.
And what is your evidence and proof of that?
So I have it in text messages. I have it from the arresting police officer.
Hold on. Text messages from who?
His family members.
Okay, so you don't know. So you're,
That's hearsay.
yes, it is. So you don't have any concrete proof besides what someone else told you that he did it, correct? I just want to make sure I'm following. You don't have any, outside of someone telling you that he did it, you don't have anything in a document from a doctor or anything like that saying that he did it.
I know he didn't do that to the child.
Okay, so
He's saying someone in the household that he lives with that did that to the child, and if he gets overnight, she will be around this person.
but even if he doesn't have overnight, she could be around him. Around her. You understand it, right?
Right.
Okay. So I just want to make sure I'm clear. You're asking me to restrict his visitation to a child based on allegations of abuse that have not been investigated to the point where anyone has been indicted, right?
Yes.
Okay. I just make sure I'm clear. Counsel, you may ask your next question.
Thank you, Your Honor. Now, your concerns about no overnights, it's not just related to that incident.
Correct.
It's related to alcohol abuse
Alcohol abuse. Yes, alcohol abuse,
in the prior.
prior family violence.
Okay. And so let's refocus. Why do you believe the Mondays and Wednesdays would work better than what Judge Lee worked on the Tuesdays and Thursdays. Or I'm sorry, Mondays and Wednesdays.
So I chose, Mondays and Wednesdays because of his, work schedule. And, just to give him more days to see the child through the week. And I don't think, the only reason I didn't choose Tuesdays and Thursdays is because he wasn't corresponding to the current days that we already had. He wasn't showing up on time, and he was already, what is the word? He wasn't following what he was supposed to be doing for those time frames.
Can I object, Your
Yes, go ahead.
Lack of authentication, are there any timestamps stating that I was late, or are there any text messages stating that I was late? And can you submit them as evidence so I can see them and review them?
Okay, so like I said, I'm going to overrule that particular objection, but on cross-examination, you can ask her.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead, counsel.
Thank you, Judge. Just, I guess, to be clear, some of the things that weren't specifically addressed in Judge Lee's order, you're asking the court, in addition to maintaining the exclusive right to designate the residence of the child, you're asking the court that each parent have the rights and duties at all times and rights and duties during possession that are set forth in the Texas Family Code. Right.
Yes.
And you're also asking, and this is the one that we're here for today, that his visitation schedule will be as follows: Monday and Wednesdays from 6 to 8:30, Sundays from 12 to 5. Correct.
Correct.
I'll pass the witness, Judge.
Okay, sir, this is your opportunity to ask questions. Now, I just want you to keep in mind, your questions are subject to objections, okay?
Yes. Reversing basically what we just did.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Okay, I just wanted to ask, you stated that I was intoxicated with possession of Ariella. Do you have any evidence or anything showing that I was intoxicated while I was in possession of my child?
Yes, I do, but I don't have it submitted to the court.
Okay, so do I?
Keep going. You can ask your next question. Yes, sir, your next question.
The alcohol abuse that you mentioned, what kind of form of evidence or anything do you have that proves that I've been under alcohol abuse, if I've been in probation, so it's on for?
Object to the compound question.
Sustain, ask one question at a
Okay.
time.
The alcohol abuse that you claim for Samuel Rodriguez to have in this situation, do you have any evidence supporting that?
At this time?
Yes, like today on the final trial right now. Right?
In printed, submitted, no, I don't have it with me, but I do have evidence. I have photos and videos.
Okay. Can I move to the next question?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
You don't have to ask me. You can just keep going.
Just because I mean, all these, allegations, there's nothing supporting them, but I just wanted to know if I can. You also mentioned photos of me arriving late. It's hard to say me, Samuel Rodriguez arriving late to the pickup and drop off locations. Do you also have evidence supporting those allegations as well, that he hasn't arrived on time, or?
Yes, we use the Apros, and I pinpoint the time of arrival and, for pickup and drop off.
Okay, we have that in evidence today?
Yes.
Okay, awesome.
Not that it will, no, I don't have it with me in paper form.
Okay, and another question also, you stated, that you experienced a form of abuse, being in a relationship with Samuel Rodriguez. When exactly did y'all separate?
It was in October of 2024.
2024? And the police report for Addison, when was that made?
That was December 1st.
Of what year?
2025.
Okay. in all of these, in all those months that y'all were separated, did you experience any family violence regarding exhibit M? They all have M1, M2, M3, and M4 since y'all separated till this time in Addison? Did you experience any form of family violence when y'all separated to the time of Addison?
From when we separated to the time of that.
Yes.
I just received harassment.
Harassment, but no type of, well, alleged harassment, but no type of family violence, physical or anything like that.
Since we broke up, yes, because I was in Madison. In her household.
That, okay, that just.
You don't have to respond
Yeah, I'm not-
after the question, just ask the question.
Finished?
Okay, sorry. Yes, John, I think I'm good, I have no questions.
Okay, thank you, sir. Counsel, you have any redirect?
Yeah, I'm good.
8 minutes and 22 seconds. Mr. Rodriguez, you have 10 minutes and 53 seconds.
Straight up, well,
Go ahead.
wait till pick up. You need a piece of paper to tell you that, or do you just know it's something you're gonna watch? Or, do the time?
I just, well, I have a phone.
Yeah, so, your testimony is that he, on the weekday visits was like pickup,
Yes,
and you know that how.
he didn't show up.
And then, on, the incidents where you, or where he was intoxicated around the child, is that something you personally observed?
Yes,
So, text and videos notwithstanding, you see it happen.
yes.
No further questions, Judge?
All right. I have a couple of questions. When was the last time you observed him intoxicated with the child?
2 weeks ago.
Okay. What was he doing?
He wanted to visit the child, so we went to a public place and, he was drinking.
Okay. You said intoxicated.
Yes,
What do you call intoxicated?
drinking to, like impairment.
Okay. What did he drink that you saw?
Drinking beer.
You were
and-
drinking with him? Okay.
I have-
No, that's fine. I don't have any other questions on that one. The other question that I have is um how late are we talking when he was showing up?
It was like 7 or 8.
Like an hour late?
Oh, for visitations?
Yes, when he was, you said when he was
So
late. Okay. Did he ever tell you that he was going to be late?
Yes, sometimes he would.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. You have any further questions, counsel?
No.
And no further questions for her, right?
Yes, I do,
Okay, go ahead.
the times that, I did arrive late, was it due to inclement weather at any time?
We didn't have visitations during the weather. We made up the time frame.
Okay, so there was one point in time where, you were given a heads up that there might be a heavy storm. And I didn't wanna drive fast, so that's why I might be 20-30 minutes late. Okay, that's it, John.
Okay. All right. Counsel, you may call your next witness.
Like, I'm struggling, please.
All right. You two just switch. All right, you may proceed.
Thank you, Judge. Mr. Rodriguez, please state your name.
Samuel David Rodriguez.
Were you recently involved in a truck accident?
Yes, sir.
Did you, what happened?
I was driving back from work, late. I got pushed from the back of the truck and got in a car accident.
And isn't it true you fled that scene?
That I fled the scene?
Yes.
Not exactly.
What do you mean not exactly? Did you stay there till the police arrived?
I needed medical attention
Where did you go for medical attention?
to a clinic.
What was the medical injury?
I have a scar.
Did you go, so your testimony is you went straight from your truck to the clinic?
I went straight from the truck. Somebody picked me up and took me to the clinic to get medical attention.
Where did you go from the truck to get picked up?
Right there at the accident.
And what happened to your truck?
Can I object, Your Honor? The relevance? Since I don't.
What's the relevance?
We believe that he was drinking and driving and fled the scene.
Do you believe that or do you have proof?
Well, I'm trying to get that.
I want to object because of relevance. I don't see how that has anything to do with this case.
Sustain as to relevance. Unless you have some sort of document to put in front of him to show that, or to show the court that he was under the influence of alcohol. I have to accept his testimony is true. Okay, good, yeah.
You're under the influence of alcohol.
Objection to relevance?
Well, no, that would be relevant, sir. So you can
No,
answer that.
I would not.
Okay, what, you're currently on probation?
Yes, sir, I am.
What are you currently on probation?
Objection to relevance? I don't see how that's relevant.
What is- What is relevant? How's that relevant?
His criminal background is relevant to his decision making and his ability to care for children.
No, we're not doing that. How is what he is on, let me ask a better question, counsel. Is what he is on probation for have anything to do with the mother in terms of physical violence?
It does not.
Does it have anything to do with injury to the child or anything as it relates to the child?
Intentionally, it's alcohol.
Okay, is it a DWI? Okay, was the child in the car?
No.
Okay, so how's his DWI related?
It happened before she was born.
How exactly? So how's it related?
It's directly relates to somebody's ability to care for a child.
And I'm going to be very critical about the word abuse when you're talking about alcoholism, because I haven't heard anything to say that he abuses or suggests that he abuses alcohol when your client just testified that she had drinks with him. So I don't like the word abuse. He drinks alcohol. I mean, he got a DWI. He drank alcohol. If it happened before the child, that is not relevant today. You may proceed.
Thank you, Jay. I think you mentioned earlier that you are in agreement with no overnight visits.
Yes, just for the fact that she claimed that she's still breastfeeding and I won't be able to do that for her.
And so do you object to doing the Monday, Wednesday instead of the Tuesday, Thursday?
The only reason why I do object to doing that is because I wanted to see if we can do something Saturday and Sunday so that I can maintain working and being able to pay the child support towards Angelina Cardoso and Adiela Rodriguez.
What's your regular work schedule?
Currently I've been getting out at 7 p.m. every day. Even today, I still have to go back to work.
Would you object to the weekends being every other weekend, first, third, fifth weekends?
Originally, if it's 6 to 8:30, that's about 5 hours in the weekdays, correct? And then on that same Sunday was 6 hours. So you're saying to put 11 hours for 2 weeks to split it up, or would I get 11 hours every week?
I'm saying, would you object to your Sundays from 12 to 5 being every other weekend instead of every weekend?
hard to say because I don't want to lose time with her.
Mhm.
And if I do every other weekend and I'm not doing the weekdays,
Well, let me ask you this, the Tuesdays and Thursdays, if you're working till 7, is that amenable to your schedule?
if I'm working at 7, I can't do Tuesdays or Thursdays because that means I'd be late to every pickup and drop off. But it hasn't happened before, but now I'm a contractor and my schedule fluctuates. I can't determine when or when I can leave, whenever I need to turn the job over.
So I guess my question is, would your preference be a Saturday and Sunday and no weekdays?
Yes, sir, because I have the option to not work Saturday and Sunday.
And would you object to those Saturdays and Sundays being first, third, and fifth?
First, third, and fifth, meaning
The first weekend, the third weekend, and the fifth weekend of each month where there is a fifth week.
no, I don't object.
That's what it's changed.
All right. Sir, would you like to testify right now based on the testimony you just gave, or wait until his case in chief? Because right now you're his witness. Would you like to wait to call yourself as a witness when it's your turn to present your case? You have the
It's kinda
option.
hard to- I just don't know, would I be talking to myself at this point?
No, you'll be talking to me.
Oh, okay, I just didn't know how to.
Either way, you will be talking to me. You would
Okay.
just be testifying based on the questions that he just asked.
No, I'm okay.
Okay. You have any other questions?
And pass the witness judge and then further witnesses.
Okay, so you rest. All right. So, sir, you can go ahead and tell me what you want me to know. May I ask you a question first, though?
Yes, sir.
What is your work schedule?
My work schedule right now, currently at the job site that I'm at, I go in at 8 AM and I get out at 7 PM.
And that is Monday through Friday?
That's Monday through Sunday sometimes.
Monday through, okay.
It's just because of the job site we're in, we're trying to turn it over, but once I leave that job site, my schedule changes. Like, it's housing for University of Texas and they want us to finish so the students can move in.
Okay.
So we're trying to rush everything at the end so that the students can move in.
Okay. Do you know how much longer that project will be?
This project has about 3 months left.
Okay. All right.
So I just want to be very clear and honest as far as what we can do to modify that.
Right. And I appreciate that. I appreciate that. So Monday through Sunday right now is 8 AM to 7 PM.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Go ahead. You may proceed.
I mean, I have no further questions or answers with anything.
Well, if there is anything that you would like for me to know, this is your opportunity to say it based on what's been being said.
I would like for you to know that, in the past, I've had a very troubled criminal behavior, and I do agree with that. My record it reflects that. When my daughter was born, and it's sad to say that sometimes it takes a child for you to take your life more serious. I started to take my life more serious, and it's unfortunate that when we separated, I got with somebody else and had another child with that person who is only 1 month years old today, or in a month and a week right now. I think that kind of adds some kind of fuel to the temporary restraining order, to all these things that we have going on, like as far as the custody battle or whatnot for Ariela Rodriguez. I do also want to mention, I saw something on their suit where they mentioned the name change, and I just don't agree with the name change. I feel like it should stay what we signed on the birth certificate, because I was still there for her at the hospital. I still gave her baby shower, I still gave her the gender reveal, even though we weren't together. So I still tried to be a father, even though we were separated. And I just want the record to show that, or just to reflect that I'm trying, I'm on probation. I get random drug tests all the time. And I have no violations. I can leave you my probation officer's card that she left with me. I'm trying to better myself and still be a part of my daughter's life. And that's all I'm trying to do.
Okay. And I'm just going to say this so it's clear. I'm not judging you based on your past or anything like that. That's not my job. My job is to make sure that I do what's in the best interest of this child. So for you and mother, if doing something in the best interest means that I would have to do something restrictive or non-restrictive, that's what I'm tasked with doing. Okay. I just want to make sure I let you know that. I mentioned earlier about a modification. However, this wouldn't necessarily be a modifying situation because he has a child in existence. I thought he was saying that he was expecting a child. He actually has a child today.
Mhm.
So the child support that he agreed to, did that take into consideration that he has another child?
No.
Because if it didn't, unless he can pay for that, I mean, legally his child support should be lower, potentially. So his net resources.
When I placed.
Hold on, sir. Hold on, sir. 1 second. So what I'm looking at, the only thing I have in evidence in child support is Mom's Exhibit 7, and that's just showing what his balance of arrears is. Is his child support set at 20%?
I wasn't at the temporary orders hearing. I don't know what testimony or what evidence was given. I would imagine Judge Lee applied guideline.
Okay, so let me see. Okay, child support is 619. More than likely it was guideline and it was for one child because in February you only had one child.
Yes, Your Honor.
When was your next child born?
She was born May 26th.
Okay, hold on 1 second. Hold on. I'm going back through the record for you all's agreement. Yes, I see it. You know what? Would you both raise your right hands? I just realized I didn't swear you in. We just went right into the hearing. Do you both swear or affirm that the testimony you have given so far, and if you give any additional testimony, that it's the truth and the whole truth?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. So going back up to the record, it's saying that he's agreeing to continue the child support at $619 per month. Okay, hold on. Let me see.
I would like to motion to modify.
What was,
I just don't know.
hold on, we don't even have to get that far because your child is actually in existence. So what is your income? How much do you bring home or how often are you paid?
I'm paid weekly.
Are you paid by the hour?
No, I'm actually paid by commission based on the job that I receive.
Okay, was the Attorney General present at the temporary orders hearing?
No, Your Honor.
So what evidence did you give Judge Lee to come up with your child support amount?
I gave them, since it couldn't convert into a PDF file, I submitted check stubs and the e-file, but it didn't get committed to a PDF, so they kicked it back to me. So I gave her on an average on how much I would make based on me receiving a weekly income with my commission being split in those 4 weeks.
And what was that?
That was $1,000 a week.
Okay.
And
Do you make about that now?
It's honestly lower now, but I'm willing to leave it at that. And they have if they wanted my holdings from the company, they can receive them. I'm willing to submit those.
Okay,
To reflect that.
hold on. So $4,000. Do you have access to private health insurance or?
No, I'm a sole contractor. They don't offer any benefits.
Okay, so that is why there is the cash medical. All right, so 4,000, do this. Hold on, let me do some math real quick. That would make your net resources $3,995.67. Then I have to give you a number of children before the court, number of children outside the court. So that'll be based on 17.5% instead of 20%. That's giving you credit for your other child. 17.5% instead of 20%, that's giving you credit for your other child. 20%, that's giving you credit for your other child. 20%, that's giving you credit for your other child. 20%, that's giving you credit for your other child. 20%, that's giving you credit for your other child. 20%, that's giving you credit for your other child. 20%, that's giving you credit for your other child. 20%, that's giving you credit for your other child. 20%, that's giving you credit for your other child. 20%, that's giving you credit for your other child. 20%, that's giving you credit for your other child. 20%, that's giving you credit for your other child. 20%, that's giving you credit for your other child. 20%, that's giving you credit for your other child. 20%, that's giving you credit for your other child. 20%, that's giving you credit for your other child. 20%, that's giving you credit for your other child. 20%, that's giving you credit for your other child. 20%, that's giving you credit for your me see. Okay, so your child support, I just wanted to, I wasn't saying it was changing. I want to make sure that we actually did the calculation of it just to make sure it was at guideline. So your child support, according to guideline, would be $594, which is just a $25 difference.
Yes.
So, I mean,
We just did it the same. I'm okay with that.
okay, so I've already rendered judgment on the agreement that you all made. I just want to make sure the record was clear that we needed to give you credit for your child. Okay. Yes, so we're clear on that. You said Saturdays and Sundays on the first, third, and fifth.
Yes.
If your schedule is going to be like it is right now for the next 3 months, are you able to get, is it Ariella? Ariella? That's my daughter's name is Ariel, so it's real close. Ariella, are you able to get her on the first, third, and fifth?
Yes, Your Honor, I can take those weekends off and put another foreman in my place or another contractor in my place.
Okay, so you for sure can get those weekends off.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Your girlfriend. What is the relationship with girlfriend and mom?
Other than both of them being the mother of my children, they have no relation whatsoever.
All right. Has there ever been an incident between either of them to
No.
where the children couldn't go, well, child couldn't go back and forth?
So whenever I got pulled over, I just want to mention, just so to kind of clear up the air, when I got pulled over in Waxahachie and we were supposed to meet in Addison, the police officer told me to call the person closest to me to get the child, which at that time was my girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
She's still my girlfriend now, but at that day, she gave the child to my sister so that my sister could take her to the Addison Police Department so there wasn't a conflict between the two.
Mm-hmm.
So I've always avoided them being in the same room or the same parking lot. As mentioned in the court order, the judge's report even mentioned that I was only supposed to come alone to pick up and drop off, and I've never brought anyone else either. I don't even think they met each other in person.
Okay. The allegations of what is that? The allegations of the child having bruising. What do you know about that?
I know I have pictures. I didn't submit anything because I never thought it would be picked up. She sent me pictures. I've showed them to my mom. There's seatbelt marks from the car seat. They're literally seatbelt marks because I don't know when they transferred her from the car seat to another car so that they could take her to my sister can take her to the station. To me, it's ironic that the only time she got injured is whenever I wasn't there. And it just so happened to be my girlfriend took her. And then all of a sudden she got injured. But any other time there was a pickup and drop off. There was never any injuries or anything. So it's ironic to me that that one certain situation, she's claiming that that happened. And that's why I just don't believe it's true. I have the pictures. I mean, I would pull them up on my phone and show you. I just don't know if that's legal for me to do that.
Hold on one sec. Speaking of the pictures, why didn't you put that in evidence if you wanted me to consider restricting his visits based on it?
I requested to use them, but since the hearing was only 15 minutes, we kind of summarized, shortened it, but we said we didn't need it to be submitted.
Counsel, you didn't think those pictures would have been important because she's asking to restrict his visits?
She's asking to restrict the visits for a variety of reasons. And so
Yeah, but that happened recent. This was after the temporary order.
Maybe she said reasons.
No, I'm saying this incident was recent.
yes, there are evidence toward that was going to be a testimony.
Okay.
I just feel like we need a little bit more of the testimony to back something up of those certain extent of allegations, like harming the child. That's not the case. And I really wish everyone could see the photos because it's not, their seatbelt bumps or their creases. She's a hefty baby, real thick. hefty.
Where are the marks?
Right on her back, like middle of her back, like higher to the middle, and then one on her side.
Are we allowed to show it to you? 'Cause
I don't need to necessarily see it because as of right now, there's nothing pending against you
Yeah.
for me to restrict you because of that.
I would like you, honestly, to let me know the poison thing.
Since grade for almost 2 weeks after that day, almost like she was yanked up by her arm.
Okay, okay. Sir, is there anything else you want me to know?
I just really wish, I mean, nobody ever wishes for photos like that to be submitted, but in this case, I kind of wish y'all could witness, or even you, Judge, could witness those photos, and I'm sure your opinion would be, those are seatbelt marks. It's the same thing that my mom said and everybody else in my family, I just don't understand, but, you know,
Well, she said someone in her family said that the girlfriend did that,
yeah, their girlfriend did not do that, my girlfriend did not do that.
but she said somebody in your family told her that.
Yeah, I don't even know if that's true. Like, I don't believe any of that. Like, if I could, I don't know if I could show you the photo, you wouldn't even think that those are abuse marks. You would clearly see that those are crease marks from the creases from your legs from your seatbelt. And I feel like if it was something so serious, she should have filed a order of protection and actually press charges or something to like back up with those allegations. None of that happened, and those photos are not even submitted into evidence as well. That could have been very vital to help their case if they're claiming that I'm a harm or a threat to my child. But it's, I mean, she said it herself that I wasn't even there, I got arrested. And her claims are that my girlfriend did that, so that's my, even mine's lack of identification and relevance, even though I'm not, you know, I just don't understand that.
Okay. Does that conclude your testimony?
Yes, Your Honor, I have.
Okay, counsel.
Nothing further.
All right. What is it that you're asking me to do today?
I'm asking, to leave it as joint conservatorship.
Oh, well, that's not changing.
Okay.
That's not changing.
And,
The only thing that I'm entertaining at this point is your possession and access of
the
the check.
detention access, because since I've gone to jail, I haven't been able to take oaths. I just wanna.
Who said you couldn't do that?
She said that Judge Lee said that they took visitation away from me since I wasn't there. I was in county jail when we were supposed to have our follow-up. She mentioned that Judge Lee said that. That's why when I went to the police station waiting to pick her up, she never showed up. And I had filed a police report with the detective. The detective told me they couldn't do anything about it because there's not an actual court order.
When did Judge Lee say that?
I'm sorry, what's the question?
No, I'm asking your client. When did Judge Lee say that visitation was taken away from him since he wasn't there?
Day that we had that follow-up after.
She put it in an order?
But she said it was Zoom.
I'm not sure, if it was written, but during the hearing, I explained to her that he was arrested and he did not have a bond at the time, so he wasn't able to make visits. So she said verbatim, she said, uh-oh, she's like, okay, no visits, you're dismissed. And that was it.
I don't think that necessarily states that I'm not allowed visitation.
Hold on one second. It just doesn't sound like anything Judge Lee would say like that. I don't know if it's a different context. That doesn't sound like something she would say that way. What about weekday visits? You don't want any weekday visits?
I do want weekday visits. It's just at this time, since the job that I have, even if I were to do a weekday visit, I would have to be there at whatever police station it is for me to, it would be after 7 p.m. And I have to wake up the next day, I have to drive there. It's just, I'm coming from Denton. And I just don't understand how to make it work.
And where do you live?
I just moved to Garland.
All right, Denton, Garland.
I stay in Dallas.
Oh, you stay in Dallas, you just working then?
Yeah, I stay in Dallas. So at first, our pickup location was Addison Police Department, and I tried to make it as close to her apartment as possible. I think it was like 7 minutes from her apartment. Now that she lives in Garland, I would want another pickup location other than Addison, since none of us reside there. And I'm also requesting it to be weekends this week, read on, every other weekend, first, third, fifth, of the new week.
Okay, this is what the court is going to do for right now. Do you know the exact date or roundabout date? You said 3 months.
3 months.
So we're in August.
Okay, so by October, the end of October, I won't be there anymore.
So this is what the court is going to do. The court is going to, how far, do you know where she lives? Where mom lives?
Yeah, I was moving there, what, 2 weeks ago or something? Was it Garland, Rowlett, something like
It's
that?
close to Raleigh.
All
On
right.
the border.
Okay, how far do you live from her?
About 45 minutes, cause I live in Keystone Polk.
Oh, okay. You live in Oak Cliff.
Yes, Oak Cliff, yeah.
Okay, trying to think of a police station that's in the middle there.
I was thinking Dallas Police Station.
You would,
Go off.
yes, go off the,
Something near Mesquite. But maybe Mesquite, that might be
Maybe the Mesquite Police Department?
the police.
I just wanted to be a police department because cameras.
oh no, it's going to be a
Yeah.
police department. I'm just trying to see one that's in the middle.
Isn't there one off Galloway and kind of 80?
I think so.
There's one off Galloway and 80 in Mesquite. Look up.
I'll pull it up.
It's,
Let's see, there is one. Let's see where this is at. This is at Galloway.
police station right there.
Yes. I think that's probably the closest one between the,
20 minutes for you and maybe
Yeah,
20 minutes for.
it's better than Addison. Addison was like 45 minutes from me. So that was.
I live in Rowlett and I go to that place. And it takes me like 15, 20 minutes.
okay. All right. So we're back on the record. So what the court is going to do is change the exchange location since mom no longer lives where she lives. The and getting you all to a middle ground is going to be at the Mesquite Police Department, and that's located at 777 North Galloway Avenue, Mesquite, Texas 75149. Sir, I'm going to give you the Saturday and Sunday on the 1st, 3rd, and 5th. But I am going to leave it just Saturdays and Sundays from just the 12 to 6 that you were previously awarded. Does that still work?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so we're going to do 12 p.m. to 6 p.m. like you've been doing. And I am going to make that an interim order. So you all will report back in November
Okay.
because I want to see how the exchanges are going and I want to see what your new schedule will look like, because then we need to change your schedule. If you're able to have something during the week, I would think you need to have a visit during the week because she is so young.
Yeah.
She doesn't turn 1 until next month. And the more frequent she sees faces, the better for her. And you will want to see her during the week as well.
Yes, of course. She even invited me to her birthday party coming up. So I'll be there for her birthday party. So.
Okay, good. I'm glad y'all were able to co-parent through that so you can both be at a birthday party. So that's what I believe is in the best interest of the child at this point, based on what I have heard. Let me see, is there anything else?
Ask about something.
Wait a minute, hold on 1 second. I'm thinking, neither one of you, no drinking alcohol if you're in possession of the child or you're getting ready to be in possession of the child. Don't drink.
Yes.
I mean, because anything can happen. Just don't do it. She's young, but even though she is young, I'm still making this a ruling. You know, Um, no disparaging remarks about each other around the child, anything like that. That's all I can think
That is-
of at this point. Go ahead.
The name change was on the documents too. She wanted to change her name.
We're not changing her name.
Okay.
You're in Judge Lee's report, you were adjudicated as the father. There is no reason to change the child's name. That's her name. Is there anything further? So everyone get out their calendars. We're going to get a November date. And I'll do early November because or mid-November because you said the end of October you would know. So, well, I do have some availability that second week of November. I have November 10th, 11th, and 12th. Morning or afternoon?
Whatever day is working. About 10 in the morning.
The 10th in the morning. Or would your job allow you to do a 9 a.m. here?
Yeah, they allowed me today, so they'll do it again.
Okay. And will this be in person? It's a report back. If Zoom is more feasible,
Zoom is accepted.
okay. So, let me add that to the computer. So I'm ordering you all to reappear on Zoom Tuesday, November 10th, 2026 at 9 a.m. For a report back. The Zoom code is 688-044-0164. Don't worry about trying to remember that right now. My coordinator will send you an email, so you'll have it in email. Council, if you would draft an interim ruling based on what I've said here today, and I will sign that. I can put you on a dismissal, or not dismissal, entry docket. Let me go to that calendar. That way you both have a copy of what we said today. Okay?
Question.
Yes, sir.
So is this considered a court order, or is this just the judge's report?
No, even the judge's report was a court order.
Oh, so we were supposed to be continuing to pick up and drop off.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes. So anytime you get a judge's order, you both have to follow the order. This is interim. So although I haven't done anything final yet because I'm trying to allow two things. I'm trying to allow your work schedule to change, but I'm also trying to, because the child is under the age of 3, standard possession under the state of Texas starts at the age of 3, where it's that first, third, and fifth, and it's the overnight and everything. So because she is so young, I'm trying to get you to a stair step. But in order to do that, you have to have some consistency with whatever your work schedule is going to be. It can't be something that changes every 3 months because that messes up what mom has to do too.
Yes. The reason I'm asking is because the last order or judge's report we had, I've shown up 3 or 4 times, filed a police report, and I got nowhere. So I just wanted to know, are there going to be any consequences of not showing up?
And I will tell both of you, once an order is in place, you have to follow it, whether you agree with it or not, right? Because if not, either of you can file what's called a motion for enforcement. And a motion for enforcement is where you're bringing forth allegations of someone violating the court order. And if I find that the court order has been violated, you're not only subjected to paying attorney's fees, it's also a criminal component attached to it where you can be placed in jail.
Okay.
So I just want to make sure that you both are clear on the importance of following a court order. And the law changed last year after you get after you've been found in contempt 3 times, I can no longer place you on a probation. I have to put you in jail. So I just want to make sure everyone is clear that you have to follow the court order as is written.
That's because I didn't motion for that. Wow.
Okay. And something else I wanted to say too, you all are going to have to co-parent. If he's late and he tells you he's going to be late, don't hold it against him. And even if he is late and doesn't tell you, give him a grace period. You know, the way that the court order is, it does say 6 p.m., but the spirit of it is to get you guys to co-parent. We don't want to raise your kids. I have 2 kids to raise, so I do not want to raise a 3rd kid, right? So the spirit of it is for the 2 of you to be able to co-parent through that on your own. Co-parent, you all have to talk to each other. You know, you're doing good, making sure that both of you are coming together for her birthday, but co-parent through everything. And if your girlfriend at some point is going to be long term and she's going to be a wife or anything like that, at some point, you know, there needs to be some sort of introduction to mom. That's just the right thing to do, because your child is her child. Your child is going to be around this other person. And the same thing for you, ma'am, if you decide to get in a relationship. You all are going to have to co-parent for the rest of your lives. She's not even 1 yet, so you have a long way to go. Okay?
Yes, John.
Do you all have any questions before you leave?
No.
Okay. Let me give you an entry date. Counsel, I can put you on the entry docket for August 7th. Okay. So the entry date, if the attorney is going to prepare the order, he's going to circulate it so you have an opportunity to look at it. Y'all look at it, review it. It looks good. You can sign off on it, or you don't even have to sign off on it technically. You can just agree that it looks good according to what my ruling is today. And then I will sign it. Counsel will get you a copy of it. And if that happens before August the 7th, then that date will be removed. You don't have to worry about coming to any hearing. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Is there anything else? Yes, sir. Go ahead.
On the interim board rights and duties as from the AJ report,
Yes.
to wit, mom, dad to both agree on invasive medical, dental, surgical, and site decisions, all the rights independent.
Yes.
Okay.
That's going to stay the same. I didn't change anything about what was previously ordered. I didn't hear any testimony that would suggest I needed to. So everything that was still in order per the temporary order of January of this year is still in place, except for the things that I specifically modified. Okay. All right. You all are free to leave. You're welcome.
The judge's interim order preserved joint managing conservatorship, granted the father possession on the 1st, 3rd, and 5th Saturdays and Sundays from noon to 6 o'clock, changed the exchange location from the Addison Police Department to the Mesquite Police Department at 777 North Galloway Avenue, a location approximately equidistant between the parties' current residences, and set a report-back hearing for November 10, 2026, via Zoom. The judge prohibited either parent from consuming alcohol while in possession of or preparing to take possession of the child, prohibited disparaging remarks about the other parent in the child's presence, and declined the mother's request to change the child's name, noting that the father had been adjudicated as the parent on the birth certificate and there was no basis for a name change. The judge's closing guidance was practical, compassionate, and forward-looking. She explained that because Uriella was under 3 years old, Texas law does not provide for the standard possession order with overnights. That schedule begins at age 3. The current arrangement was a stair-step designed to build consistency and familiarity between the father and daughter. She told the father that once his work schedule stabilized after the current project ended, the court would revisit adding weekday visits because the child needed to see familiar faces as frequently as possible at her age. She commended both parents for co-parenting through the birthday party invitation and told them they would need to co-parent for the rest of their lives since Uriella was not even 1 yet. This case represents the family court system functioning at its best. A judge who refused to be swayed by unsubstantiated allegations, who demanded evidence rather than accusations, who recognized the practical limitations of a father's work schedule and crafted a sustainable order rather than an aspirational one, and who treated a pro-se father with the same respect and patience afforded to represented parties. The mother came to court seeking sole managing conservatorship and severe restrictions on the father's access based on prior family violence. Allegations of alcohol abuse she could not substantiate with submitted evidence, and bruising on the child that occurred while the father was in police custody and not with the child. The judge denied the conservatorship change, declined to restrict visitation beyond what was already in place, and instead focused on building a framework that would allow this infant to develop a relationship with both of her parents. The father said it best when he testified, "Sometimes it takes a child for you to take your life more seriously." Whether he continues on that path, staying on probation without violations, showing up consistently for his weekends, co-parenting respectfully with the mother, and preparing for the day when his daughter is old enough for overnights and the standard possession schedule, will determine whether November's hearing expands his time or restricts it further. Let us know if there is a case or